Hi, everybody. I'm Sherry Placco, and I am here to talk about my absolute hands down favorite supplement that everybody needs if you use Young Living. And it is called Sulfurzyme. If you have hair, if you have joints in your body, if you have nails, please keep watching this video because there is something amazing in this supplement for you. So, I was that girl. The girl that's like, oh, I don't take supplements. They don't work. Seriously, I said that in 2015 when I met my friend Stacy Cook, who is on this call with me. If you come to my house now, you will see a counter filled with YL supplements. Why? Because they work and they're life changing. I started Young Living in 2015 because I had been diagnosed with an autoimmune and was looking for something better. And Stacy helped me do some research, and Sulfurzyme was one of the supplements that came up. So I did a little research. I'm not a sciencey girl, so it was a little over my head. But I went to my rheumatologist, and with his blessing, I started this. So let's talk about it. This supplement contains a naturally occurring form of sulfur known as MSM. MSM is short for, I'm going to try it, people, methyl sulfonylmethane. Maybe. I don't know. MSM. Google it. 3 letters. MSM. So, why is this important to our bodies? Well, sulfur is a mineral, like vitamin C, that is constantly being used up by our body and it's depleted. So, if we are not replenishing our reserves of nutritional sulfur, we become more vulnerable to disease and other degenerative conditions. So, what are some possible signs of deficiency of sulfur? Well, poor hair and nail growth. I kind of had that most of my life. Skin issues, poor muscle tone, joint discomfort, weakening of your nervous system. You might even have digestive issues. And there's another, like a long laundry list of things that could indicate you need more sulfur in your body. So, sulfur is a critical building block of our bones and joints, and it's also helpful for our immune system. As our bodies are inundated with inflammatory agents because of our food and personal care products, we become more stiff and we deal with increasing aches and pains. Now, my autoimmune is rheumatoid arthritis. So my whole body is just inflammation. I went through a period where I couldn't even lift my arms to get dressed. My husband was helping me get dressed. Not only that, but when we are as we age, our collagen production decreases. Boo. And our diets are so depleted in key minerals and nutrients that our skin, our hair, and our nails are starting to lack that luster and strength that they had when we were younger. So, why MSM? Let's talk about the benefits. I already talked about how, as we age, our bodies are getting stiff, our cells are also getting more rigid. So MSM helps your body protect the permeability of our cell walls. And that's important because nutrients need to be able to get into our cells so the waste can get out. So MSM helps our body in the process of creating new cells. Okay, that sounds good, right? As we age. It also supports the production of collagen. Hello, crepey skin. As we age, our collagen production slows way down, but it doesn't stop. So by giving ourselves a lot of those basic building blocks, it helps us. We're helping ourselves on the inside do what our body is supposed to be doing. It's also been shown to help support joint flexibility, flexible skin, our muscle tissue. It's also so cool. I'm sorry, I don't talk science except for this. It helps our bodies process building the molecule of glutathione. So glutathione is one of the ways our body detoxes itself. How cool is that? So glutathione kind of moves through our body. It finds toxins and it sticks to them. Most toxins are made of fat. So glutathione makes that toxin more like water, which helps us flush it out as waste. And this is the coolest thing. It supports our body's natural response to normal, everyday inflammation. There was a recent study that showed that MSM supplementation helps reduce swollen nasal and sinus passages from allergens. Now, I don't know. I am not a doctor, but I will tell you that since the age of 3, I had horrific, debilitating asthma. I was the girl that couldn't play the recorder in third grade music class because I started and went to the emergency room that night with an asthma attack. I was the girl that couldn't do a whole lot of things most of her life. As an adult, I was using inhalers. And it wasn't like, oh, time to use the inhaler. It was, oh, it's 8:30. I need to go use my inhaler. I can't breathe. Let me tell you a little something. About 5.5 weeks after starting this with my rheumatologist's blessing, I think it had been like 2 or 3 days. I was like, oh, I haven't used my inhaler. Oh, oh my goodness, I haven't used my inhaler. And friends, I haven't used an inhaler since March of 2016. Boom. As I learned about my autoimmune of RA, I learned, and I don't know why I never looked into it, but asthma is all about inflammation. I had bronchial asthma. Everything was always inflamed. What? So this is my best friend. One other thing I do want to talk about is sulfur and sulfurzyme, the same as sulfa that we see in medications. No, I'm allergic to sulfa-based medication. This is not the same. So this is a naturally occurring substance, and it's in a lot of our foods. Well, hopefully, but not enough anymore, which is why we have to supplement, right? But it's in a lot of our foods. It's also found in dirt. So if you've been exposed to dirt, you've been exposed to MSM. So this is not going to harm you if you are allergic to sulfa-based medications. And then the other thing that makes this so much more amazing than an MSM you could buy on Amazon, don't do that. Ours is also infused with Ningxia wolfberry. So it is the prime source of our Ningxia red drink. And the wolfberry actually is infused in this because it helps our body metabolize and get all of the goodness out of the MSM so that it can do everything it's meant to do. So that was my short, long story about why I will never go a day without this. On the back of the bottle, it tells you to take 2 capsules twice a day. I'm not a rule follower. I take all of them at one time. Do what works for you. I take between 4 and 6 a day because that's what works for my body. And I know all my friends here have a few things to share, so I'm going to shoot it over to Amber so she can talk about Sulfurzyme.
All right. Thank you, Sherry. I don't know what you're talking about. That seemed pretty sciencey to me, and it sounded fantastic. So I say talk science more often because I think you nailed it. I wanted to share, I take sulfurzyme, but I take sulfurzyme powder, where Sherry just referenced that she takes sulfurzyme capsules. I take it as a powder. I think they're the same. I think it just depends on how you're introduced to it. And it just happened to be that the friend that introduced it to me, she knew it as powder best. And so I used it as powder. I was introduced to sulfurzyme in my kind of my stage of postpartum hair loss. So that's where basically I was introduced to it. I was looking for any tips and tricks. Like I have it's short now, but I have very thick normally pre babies. I have very thick, very curly, very dense hair. And if you've had babies in the past and you're very familiar in that postpartum period, you lose a lot of hair and your hair also gets thinner. So I mean, like to the point where I would wash and condition and then I would just have clumps of hair. Like again, terrifying if you don't know about it, but it's kind of a normal stage in postpartum because your hormones are kind of all wacky all over the place. And so I was introduced to sulfurzyme powder. So the cool thing about sulfurzyme powder is that it tastes really yummy by itself, in my opinion. So you can add, I think it's a tablespoon, maybe 2 teaspoons. You have to look at it. It says on the bottle. I don't actually have it with me right here, but I just shake it into either a tall, like tumbler of ice water. And then I think it has the flavor of kind of like an iced tea flavor. Again, I really enjoy it myself, just plain. But if I'm also already making my big Ningxia drink and I add in like bubbly water, and then I also add in my Ningxia and I add in sulfurzyme and mix it all up. And again, that kind of mocktail all together, I really enjoy the flavor myself. And again, I can stretch it into like a 12-ounce drink, and then I just kind of sip on it throughout the whole afternoon. And I can know with confidence that I'm getting all of those goodies to help with my hair, my skin, and my nails. And I have to tell you, it's really made all the difference since having my babies. Like, it's really helped my hair become kind of back to its original state of healthy, shiny, thick, and just feeling good. But I will warn you, it's going to make your hair grow fast because, again, it's giving you all of those really wonderful nutrients that your body needs in order to fill all those holes. So it's a curse and a blessing a little bit because I have short hair right now because I take my Sulfurzyme every time I have my Ningxia drink, so daily. And again, it makes your hair grow so, so fast. So if you have like a little cutesy pie, like, pixie cut, like, be ready. You're going to have to be going to your little salon friend way more often because your hair is going to grow super duper fast. But you can also know with confidence that you're filling in all of those holes that your body really genuinely needs and is lacking. So again, it's all plant-based and it tastes really good. So you can have that like complete confidence. So that is my love of Sulfurzyme powder. I'm going to pass on to Stacy. I believe that she has some things to share as well.
Sure. Thank you, Amber. Um, I do. I've been taking Sulfurzyme for years. I take the capsules. And again, that's just kind of because that's how I started taking it and how I first knew it. I take 7 a day. And like Sherry, I have no time for morning and evening capsules or afternoon. So I take them all at once in the morning with no problem. Um, and I take them mainly because I have old lady knees. I have a tear in my meniscus, I have a Baker's cyst in my knee, and they hurt. And so I started taking Sulfurzyme. I heard about it, learned about what it was good for, wanted to try it, and it worked like a charm for me. It really helped ease all of that ache and pain in my knees. And then there are a lot of side benefits, like Sherry was saying, those like seasonal itchiness and the nose and sinuses and all that helps to alleviate a lot of that. Um, so that's why I take it. I also give it to my dog when she is extra itchy. Like on the seasons change, she'll get real itchy. She spends a lot of time in the yard trying to kill squirrels, and so when she gets real itchy like that, I'll just open 1 or 2 capsules right on top of her food, mix it in, and I will see a change in her within days. And then also want to share a quick story. My dad had a tear in his labrum shoulder, was driving him crazy. Probably was like going to be looking at like some sort of a, surgery, something to relieve the pain. I convinced him to start trying Sulfurzyme, and he has no pain in his shoulder anymore, has never had to do anything for it. He takes Sulfurzyme every day for the past probably 4 years, and he will never stop. Loves it. So I'm going to kick it over to Vanessa now.
Thanks, Stacey. Yeah, I started Sulfurzyme and that probably about 4 years ago as well, just because I'd heard everybody talking about the great things that it does for joints. Um, in our family, and that joint issues are a hereditary kind of thing, and that whether it's my mom, my aunts, etc., hips, knees, whatever. So I know that hereditarily speaking, and that joints can be an issue for me. So for me, it's been as much of kind of like a little bit of a preventative, and that as well as kind of soothing some of those little aches and pains. I've also noticed the hair growth. I'm a kidney transplant patient. My transplant pet meds cause me from time to time to lose hair. So the Sulfurzyme kind of help kind of replenish that growth a little bit too. So just to kind of echo in that what the other girls have said. Yeah, I'm 2 capsules at night, and that seems to do what I needed to do for me. And yeah, that's how I use it.
I love hearing everyone's story. And Amber, thank you for mentioning the powder because I do use the powder as well. I actually use the powder in my morning smoothies. And then I take all the capsules. I've shifted that to the evening because I do the powder in my morning smoothies. So I hope learning a little bit about Sulfurzyme and why everybody needs to be taking this every day. You will not be afraid now to order it. And the other cool thing, there's 300 capsules in this bottle. So even if you take 4 a day, it's still lasting you 2.5 months. So it's like a really small investment in your health and wellness. I hope this was helpful and take care.